Hello everyone, welcome back to another walk around. Today we're looking at another super early Caterpillar D2. This is serial number, get the cobwebs out of the way, 5J268. That makes this a very early Caterpillar D2. Wide gauge, 50-inch gauge cat. And I picked this up a little over a year ago, initially for parts, and it ended up becoming kind of a fixer-upper because it's in not too bad a shape. But you're not going to be able to see it super well, but there's the casting date and the casting number for the engine block, but that is January 20th, 1938. So this is a first model year, first generation, lots and lots of very early pieces on this cat. Super early oil fill and the kind of mid level oil filter with the field add-on additional filter in there. Of course, early style intake with no preheat in it. Exhaust manifold's present. Radiator shroud is gone, but I do have one. It is a factory generator equipped cat. I do have the generator for it. Grill's in really nice shape. Badging on the front of the grill's a bit rusted out. It's not the worst. It has been repainted several times in its life. I believe last time was in about 1986. It does have the engine barring tool adapter for the crank. And you might notice here, it looks a little weird. And that's because these are not 16-inch track pads like you normally find on a wide gauge cat. These are actually 13-inch track pads. Normally you'd see 12s on the narrows, 16s on the wides. If you walk over here, I have a set of 16s. Here's a set of 16s, and you see, if I spread my fingers across that, we're right about into the center of the track pad. Come back over here, and I do the same thing. You see, we're all the way past the mounting bolt holes. So there are 13-inch tracks. They're in reasonable shape. They're probably 50%. Lots of adjustment left, but the rail's got some wear in it. It's got really good bottom rollers, really good top carriers. These sprockets are like new. They're in really good shape. Home built battery box. The previous owner built this. He had a 6-volt kind of setup in here with some lights hanging off the back. They're like old truck lights. They were not cat. Patent tag on the side of the seat box, been painted over. I do have the whole dash and throttle control and pony motor tank. It's all just been taken off. Unfortunately, it does have some steering clutch wear on the bevel shaft. You can hear it in the back end moving around. But they apparently had that rebuilt in the 80s. I have receipts for almost $9,000 in the 80s of this thing getting rebuilt. Fuel tank would be pretty good, but it's got a couple dents in it. It remains to be seen if I'm going to fix that or not. Some interesting brackets added on here for, I don't know what. The guy was a hay farmer up in Livermore, California. And as you can see up there, 5J268, numbers matching transmission. Of course, wide gauge final drives back here. There's a patch up there on the top of that one. Unfortunately, I saw that well after I bought the thing, but it's been patched on before. She's got a couple hours on her. Drawbar is not the worst one I've ever seen. Definitely egg-shaped. I do actually have the factory drawbar pin for that. You can also see just the wear in that swing plate. How thick it is over here, how thin it is right in the center of it, where it would be sitting banging around all day long. Toolbox is present. It's pretty tattered. It's in tough shape, bent up. Hinge has been welded on a bunch of times, so it's pretty much a write-off, but just keep it on there for now. Not the original seat cushions. I had the original seat. It was completely destroyed. It does still have the original Bike Clean Fuel Keep It Clean magnesium or pot metal cap that you see on these really early cats, not the steel ones you see later on, as you can see in there. Fuel tank's pretty rusty. Dipstick is still present. It's definitely going to be a take it all apart, take this seat off, probably tumble it with some bolts and chain and whatnot in there. Floorboard's all in it. Brake pedals are really good, nice and sharp. Shifter works. Has these interesting oil cups. I don't know if this is factory or not, to have them coming out up underneath the seat brace right there. Normally you'd see them tucked back in underneath the bottom of the seat, but that's just how they did it. Pony motor's removed. I had that inside the shop because it needs to be rebuilt. It's definitely got some water cracks in it. Pretty early injection pump. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this number, 10P820. So the 10P serial numbers on these D3400 injection pumps, to my knowledge, were just used on, it would be D2s, 212 graders, the early ones that have the D3400, and then it would be the D3400 gen sets or power sets, power units as they call them. So that's pretty early, considering this is number 268 on the engine serial number. You know, that's a pretty early pump. It's got the early fuel filter, tower, and all that. Big governor. Hour meter reads 1132, but that is definitely rolled, so that's 11,000 hours on it. You can see some fresh aviation gasket sealant, because I've actually had the entire engine out of this machine. I had the entire thing apart. This was a complete machine when I got it. Engine was completely seized and was completely full of water, because that was removed and all the water went right in through the intake, flooded the entire engine and completely destroyed it. So thanks to another donor cat, took the entire engine apart and rebuilt this one with all used parts, but ended up making a pretty good motor. And this one should run, that other cat ran really well, so I'm imagining this one will run really good too. I just got to get a good pony motor for it. I'm going to do a rebuild on that. Undercarriage on this side, just the same. Track tins in place, good rock guards on it, really nice sprockets, good top carriers. Unfortunate little stuff like this, like they've broken this all out and had to build it up with weld. And you can definitely tell she sat in the dirt for a long time. It's probably been close to 30 years since this cat last ran. I believe it was sometime in the 90s when the last time this thing ran. But she's gonna be a good cat when she's all done. So not much left to it. It sits here with its narrow gauge brother, old 2430. But this will be a project on the channel eventually, whenever I get around to it. It's just I've got a lot of irons in the fire, and this one we'll get to eventually. That's a walk around.